Hey, welcome back. It's the Pokey Hive. We're going to do something a little bit different today. I had a question on how to submit autographed Funko Pops. And so Funko Pops, collecting them has been something really important to me, and I really love getting them signed by the voice actors from people, maybe I'd watched during my childhood or video games I've played, etc. So here are a few that I've already encapsulated with PSA just to kind of illustrate how the process works and how great the outcome is once it's complete, especially on rare pops or something that you just want to protect for the future. I think encapsulating them is a great idea. I'm glad that PSA finally does it. And so we're just going to go over briefly how to send them and kind of the best practices. So PSA has been doing more with Funkos, not even signed Funkos. They've been grading Funkos. They started out with some rarer copies, and now I think they're getting more to be able to do with pretty much anything you want, because PSA is a business. They want to earn your business and get money any way they can, right? And so when I came down to trying to submit them without a grade, I found that their site changed and I was not able to locate how to send a signed Funko without getting a grade. Because, for example, this is a very early Funko. It's something that you will not find in a Gem Mint 10 condition. I personally collect cards in a 10, but I didn't want to grade on this. I just wanted to authenticate the signature. I bought this Funko to meet the voice actor and get that signed, which I thought was a very cool opportunity. And so now it's there and I love it just the way it is. So if you want to submit that way, I had to contact them. I had to get the submission form. You're not going to find it anywhere on the website. And so we're going to take a look at that and just kind of how to submit your Funko. And so this is one that I just got signed. It's by the original voice of Charizard, Eric Stewart, who also plays James and Brock and Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh!, as well as many other kind of iconic characters. So he told me in person, because he can't even find it online, that he played Charizard. And so I was like, okay, next time I see you, I'll bring you a Funko. So there he is in all his glory, but I want to get him in a PSA case. Now, I don't necessarily need to grade the Funko, and so, or pay to grade the Funko for that matter. So we're not going to do that. Here I have the hand form. I bent over kind of the personal information just because I was not able to black that out, but it's a very simple form. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to describe the Funko. You don't have to do anything very specific at all. And so here I had the quantity of the Funko signed by each individual voice actor, or if it's, say, an athlete or some other genre of entertainment, you kind of can pick your category. And so, say, for example, I had one Rico Fajardo. He plays Lemillion in My Hero Academia. He is an entertainment specialist, and so I put one entertainment, Rico Fajardo. There's one signature on there. I do have another I should have brought down. It's a Meowth with 3 different Team Rocket signatures. So it depends on the authentication price. So I only had one. His price to authenticate his signature is $20. And the declared value on the Funko itself was $20. So for insurance purposes, you kind of want to do whatever you feel comfortable with. If they were to destroy or lose your Funko somehow, that's the number that they're going to pay you back. So be honest with yourself. You may have to pay a little bit more insurance returning depending on what you put, but that's going to play a big factor in case they do something wrong on their end for them to take responsibility. And so we're going to keep going. If I had more than one signature, I would have to add that total. And so you can also add the grading, which I didn't do, or if it's a premium item over, I believe it's either a $500 charge or a $1,000 value Funko, then they're going to add a premium charge as well, because they're definitely going to get their money somehow. So I don't need any of the bells and whistles. You saw what I had. It's very plain, but it looks very appealing. And so when I go down to the next page, which I'll show you on the computer as well, they go through and they break down some of the prices, which can be a little bit confusing on the hand-drawn items. And so, for example, I had this incorrect. They simply changed it for me, emailed me and said to adjust the prices, and they went ahead and did that for me. And so don't be afraid if to make a mistake, because they're gonna make sure they charge you the correct amount, and then they just send you a simple email and get that going. So between the base price, the signature price, the shipping, return shipping, and the insurance return shipping, it adds up. It's not a cheap service by any means, but it's a way of protecting your assets and making sure that they all look the same when you're collecting them. So the only other thing that I'll note on here is when you go to the authentication price on entertainment people, usually it's $20. There could be somebody, you know, super famous like a Kobe Bryant signature where they're going to charge a premium on that. And so the easiest way to go look that up is to get on the website, and they have a search engine with everybody's name in it. And so once you click the name, it gives you the drop down and it'll tell you exactly how much that cost. And so we have your two different Funkos here. When you ship this off, most people, they ask me all the time, do you want a plastic or do you want the hard case? I usually ship in the plastic if possible, because the hard cases cost a few dollars, and when you get these shipped back, they're not going to give them back. And so I ship them in the plastic. It's pretty protective. I also ship in bubble wrap, of course. And so that is another good, you know, idea when trying to make sure they come back in the same condition that you sent them in. And so I have pulled up the website. We're going to skim through it very quickly. I do not have a computer linked quite yet, but we're going to run through. Again, remember, if you do not want to grade the Funko itself, you can look at my description. You'll find a link that'll get you a printout to handwrite it just as I showed you. So they changed the website to have the authentication, the grading, and the encapsulation, kind of going over the same stuff I've talked to you about. And so right here we have an autograph, but they also graded the Funko a Gem Mint 10. And so they did give it the auto grade kind of in the corner there. But if you don't have you know, fresh out of the case Funko, it can be a little bit of a harder decision. And so when you look here on their website, basically what I've shown you is not there. You don't have an authentication only option. And so you can do any of these things and it'll give you the online form for you to write through as well. But as we continue down, it just kind of gives you what their descriptors are on grading and how they grade, which on Funkos, it's a new kind of thing. They're the only ones that really do it. And so it's very subjective at this point. And so again, we want to make sure that we get them as clean as we can, the better boxes to get signed, just so, you know, when we commit this kind of money into it, that we're not kind of wasting our time here. So the last time that I went through and sent these Funkos in signed to get encapsulated, it took about 2 months. Now, I didn't pay any premium shipping, faster turnaround times, anything like that. It took around 2 months, which I didn't think was bad, because before it was 4 to 5 months. So they're definitely speeding up their process. And so this is the exact form I just showed you. You're just going to give some of your own name, phone number, address, and email. Definitely make sure that email is correct in case they need to change anything. But plenty of line items. You can always print another page and add it if you have a ton of Funkos. And then you have the boxes. You can type them in. I personally printed it out, which is no problem. They don't mind. And you can add that all up. You have to print it anyways because you have to sign here. But then you go to this third page, which I have not shown you, and it gives you the authentication pricing. So you have the single signatures. This is on the Premier autographs. If they're, again, like that Kobe Bryant tier where they're a little bit more expensive, they're going to charge extra there. But you have your grading price, you have the authentication price, and then you also have your shipping and insurance rate. So it's going to go based off quantity and value. And so that's something that you definitely want to make sure is correct. It can be very confusing, so they'll help you out if you make a mistake. But those are the 3 pages. It's, once you've done it before, it's not super daunting to put in. And then You wait 2 months, you put your money in, and you come out with a beautiful Funko. And so I hope this is helpful. I think that voice actor signatures are becoming much more desired and more prevalent. These people are traveling, they're doing more events, and so you have the opportunity to go out and meet these people that you've been listening to your whole life. And so I think they're awesome. I think it's a really good way and fun way to collect something that you enjoy. And I'm going to continue to do it. So I wanted to share this, and if hopefully I can help somebody out, then that makes my day. And so next video, we'll do another unboxing, but if there's any questions or anything else I could help with that maybe I have experience or that you haven't done yourself, I'm happy to help. I'm happy to answer those, especially in a video where maybe others can find it down the road and make their life a little bit easier. But again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.